Good morning. My name is Chad Manion, and I am here to share with you my testimony of salvation. My salvation testimony comes in two parts. There was a time in my life as a young boy at age 9 that I responded to the gospel invitation. I was raised in a Christian home, brought up to know about Jesus at a very early age, and heard the gospel, and was given the opportunity to respond to the gospel at that time. And I did. I made a decision as a young boy, prayed a prayer, inviting Jesus in my heart. I also have a testimony of the call to ministry at age 19, where through the influence of my pastor and through some friends who were also involved in ministry, the Lord began to work in my heart about calling me into the ministry as well. Through Christian education at the University of Mobile and also seminary, I began to prepare myself for ministry. Over the last 20-something years, I have pastored several churches, been on mission trips overseas and here in the States, and served the Lord in a variety of ways. In 2021, I resigned from a pastorate and moved our family to Ozark, where we began attending Southside Baptist Church. At that time, we were uncertain about the Lord's direction in our life and where He was leading us. But we began attending Southside in the hopes that the Lord would help us to know what to do next. In the fall of 2023, revival services were held here, and Pastor Joey Hanner, who preached during that revival, shared about makings for certain and making to know that you were saved, and to trust that the decision that you made was genuine. And so I began to think about my childhood decision. And the truth is, over the years, I have struggled with that. And I was having doubts off and on throughout my life, throughout ministry, of whether or not I had really accepted Christ as my Savior. And it was during that week of revival, in the fall of 2023, that I got on my knees in this altar here at Southside and for certain made sure that I knew Jesus Christ as my Savior. The relief that I felt, the burden that was lifted, the guilt, the shame, all of the uncertainty and the doubts were relieved. I followed in baptism as a believer and made for sure that I knew that Jesus Christ was my Savior and removed that doubt. I've continued to pastor for a brief time until recently we have become active here at Southside again. And are currently in the process of praying through and searching for our next ministry assignment. But we have been blessed to be able to attend here at Southside, to be semi-members, off again, on again, throughout the last few years, to be active in Sunday school, to participate in small groups, to let my children be a part of the children's and the youth ministries, and be involved in the many different ways that Southside does outreach in this community. And so I am thankful to the Lord for the gospel that saves and for getting my attention and making certain that I knew for sure that I know Christ as my Savior. And if you're having doubts about your own salvation, or if you just have never accepted Christ yourself, today would be a wonderful day to receive Christ and accept the gospel for yourself.